Don't expect to be motivated every day to make things happen because you won't be. Don't count on motivation, count on discipline. This is the quote from the Navy SEAL who left everything behind to become a Jiu-Jitsu champion. Do you know who he is? John Gretton, you probably don't know him by that name, but would you know him if I told you the name Jocko Willink? Today, we are going to take a tour through the career of this amazing fighter, former Navy SEAL and podcaster. Stay tuned and join the adventure. Let's get started. John Gretton Willink, Jocko's real name, was born on September 8, 1971 in Torrington, Connecticut. As a child, he lived with his father in New England City, where his father was a school teacher. According to his parents and close relatives, Jocko was a very rebellious child, and as soon as he grew up, he joined the Army to channel his stubborn personality. It was here, in the Army, that Jiu-Jitsu began to appeal to him as a mechanism for self-discipline and control, something he needed in order to rise through the ranks within the military and, of course, personally. In 1992, a SEAL Master Chief introduced Willink to the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The Master Chief's grace, finesse, and brutality captivated Willink, who was still fresh from active combat, and saw BJJ as a way to maintain his physical and mental fitness. It was during this time that he met one of his best friends and lifelong mentors, Fabio Santos, who trained and continues to train him. Jocko's determination was so strong that it took him only 10 months to earn his blue belt, an accomplishment that many take years to achieve. When he was close to getting his purple belt, he left California and went to Virginia Beach with Gustavo Machado. He couldn't train as much because he was often deployed with SEAL teams. When he was close to getting his purple belt with Gustavo, he returned to San Diego. Back at Fabio's house, he had to prove himself again. So, Jocko was a blue belt for 5 years. At medium purple belt, he stopped worrying about belts. He just wanted to improve to know more, and most importantly, to keep training. Jocko has competed in BJJ, although pictures of him in competition are rare. Finally, in 2005, he reached the pinnacle of his martial arts career. He became a black belt. Since then, he has accumulated 18 years as a black belt. Yes, he is a true master.
And same thing with more free time. If you want to have more free time, then you have to have a more disciplined time management schedule. And you have to have discipline in your life to say no to the things that aren't actually moving you towards whatever goals you have.
Contrary to what some may think, for Jocko, being a martial artist is not just a sport in which he excels, but a discipline and lifestyle that allows him to exercise self-control in his life. He believes that everyone should practice Jiu-Jitsu as a daily activity. Although Willink's competitive history has not been widely documented, it is known that he has participated in numerous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ tournaments, organized by the uniformed services. However, he has not had involvement in renowned mixed martial arts, MMA circuits such as the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, or Fight Nights Global, FNG. Despite not having competed in high-profile public events, Willink is highly respected in the professional mixed martial arts community. His reputation has been earned due to his experience and knowledge in the military and security realm, which has garnered admiration in the world of MMA. However, recognition in the martial arts community is not limited solely to competitions and popular events, but also based on the skill, leadership, and respect that a practitioner demonstrates throughout their journey. Although his competitive history may not be widely known, Willink's reputation in the world of mixed martial arts is solid. Just look at him. Do you think there's a single person in the martial arts world who doesn't know who Willink is? Without a doubt, Jocko's philosophy imparts fundamental teachings in our lives, not just for practicing a martial art, but for our personal growth.
You have to have the discipline to not click the next YouTube video that springs up when you get done watching one dumb video that you shouldn't have watched, and then it presents you with 6 more. Don't click on those. Go and do something else and do something productive.
Discipline. the root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution, the core principle that overcomes laziness, lethargy, and excuses. Discipline conquers the infinite excuses that say, "Not today, not now, I need to rest. I'll do it tomorrow." Does this make sense to you? For many around the world it does, which is why they have become loyal followers of Jocko. For Willink, BJJ is not a sport of spectacle and praise, but a way of being that helps people develop confidence and intuition. We tend to associate freedom with doing whatever we want. However, Willink argues that freedom lies in what we don't do, not in what we do. Willink uses the example of waking up early and sticking to a diet. By waking up earlier, he has the opportunity to do some extra work, or be productive towards achieving physical fitness or another goal, and better prepare for the following day. By removing the pleasure of sleeping in, you open yourself up to realizing the greater freedom that comes from increased productivity in the future. The ego is the most disruptive force in the world. If you're willing to take your life seriously for a moment, you'll have to admit that a big part of what holds us back is our unwillingness to put our ego on the chopping block in exchange for progress. This includes asking that person out on a date for fear of rejection, giving that big presentation for fear that someone else will get that major promotion ahead of us, and actually attempting anything for fear of having to admit to ourselves that we're not good enough to succeed, at least not at that moment. Achieving your dreams and goals requires taking life seriously. And taking life seriously requires being willing to confront your own inner resistance. Most people shy away from it and hate being reminded of their lack of follow-through because it hurts their ego. You have to go beyond that and do it anyway if you ever hope to realize your dream. Willink's life is a life filled with enviable and replicable successes for many of us. Are you willing to follow his path and become a man of self-discipline and control? If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next video.